My name is Bobby Kerr, and I am the author of the Mechanical Dragon series. Today I'm going to briefly talk about how the series came to be. Back in about 2013, I was given the premise of a story. I was told to do with it as I wanted. It was an interesting idea where a young girl had magic that allowed her to bring a mechanical dragon to life. I liked the idea, but struggled with it for some time. Wasn't quite sure how or if I was going to write it. But later that year, I had the idea. I changed many details. Instead of her being a young girl, I made her into a young woman. Not much of a change, many would think, but it went from coming-of-age story into an origin story. So Kaylee Hammonds came into being. I had went with the idea of her not knowing she had or that there was even magic in the world. Rather, everyone else around her knew about it instead. I had also decided as I started writing the book, well, mostly several chapters in, I didn't want the dragons to be mechanical when brought to life. Instead, I wanted them to start that way, but when given life, they would become flesh and blood. So when I discussed the covers with the design team at Streetlight Graphics, we had decided to keep the dragons in a more mechanical state, as you can see on the covers. Later, they had done hand drawings for me, which made them more lifelike. The series was never meant to be a series. It was to be a standalone. When the second dragon came to me, I knew they had to be based off of the elements, and well, there are 5 elements: fire, water, earth, air, and spirit. I had also made the decision that their size would remain small, compact, and easily concealed. The next thought I had was they would never speak with words. Each dragon had their own way of communicating, both with Kaylee and each other. Eventually with the rest of the group, the core 3 characters, Kaylee, Bancroft, and Jahala. I felt from the beginning this would give a unique perspective to the bond they all developed. As much of the communication between the humans and the dragons needed to be more of an emotional state of the dragons. So being in tune with the dragons' emotions would help in interpreting what they were trying to say or do. I truly loved developing this series. It was only meant to be 4 books, but after much discussion with one of my biggest fans, my sister, I decided to write the 5th book, which grew into something unexpected and will require a minimum of at least 1 more book. But this is how the Mechanical Dragons came to be, from a premise of an idea to a full series. Feel free to ask any questions. I'd be happy to go into further detail. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit that little button to do so. Thanks for hanging out. I'm excited to hear from you.